Hello, guys. Welcome to a new segment that we are calling News Flash or Newsroom, where we are going to cover the latest news about Barcelona, whatever is buzzing with Barça. As yeah, so firstly, we are going to talk about. Okay, firstly, we have some chat movement. Let us address that. Hello, Visar. Welcome to the stream. Yepson, hello. What's up, man? Violin Jazz Messenger Koulibaly. Well, nothing really new on him, but we're expecting more news in the following days. Host podcast more. We definitely will, man. We are just having some, uh, you know, some people aren't free. But as soon as most of the members are free and we have more topics, we will host more podcasts. You can expect a new podcast by the end of this week itself, actually. So, yeah. And I think we should start with our first news topic today, which is Frank Kessie. He has been confirmed to Barcelona. He is probably going to be a quality signing, so we must be very excited for him. I think he will be great for Barcelona. I'm going to just put up a picture of the tweet. How is it feeling not being a United fan? It's feeling great. Last season, we were probably the scapegoat. People said that it's great to be not to be a Barcelona fan, but this season it's gonna be great being a Barca fan, and it's gonna be really, really bad being a United one. Well, for Manchester United, firstly, remember the tweet that was going around that, oh, look at Ten Hag, he's so professional. He made the players report at 9 a.m. Like, it was news. The condition of Manchester United is so bad that them starting training at 9 a.m. is news. So it's not really a good situation to be at for a football club. It's very unprofessional of most of their players. And yeah, let us see if you have asked any questions in the tweet that we sent out. The options for right back are only Dest and Roberto. Yep, the options for right back are only Dest and Roberto. However, we have had information that next season Xavi will go for a back three instead of a conventional back four and fullbacks. So keep your eyes peeled for that. I think it will be great. I'll try to dig out a picture of what the team will look like next season if we have a three centre back formation. Give me a moment. Also, we have some new chat movement, which is Chaudhry Sahib. How is okay? No, I addressed that. Panic Monster Rafinha is 98% done. Do you think he is overrated for 60 million euros? Yeah, I think quality wise, his playing style wise, 60 million is a bit too much for Rafinha, but his loyalty, the things he did just to join Barcelona, I think it's very commendable, and I think loyalty should be awarded with more loyalty. So Barcelona paying 60 million for an up and coming star, a young star who has 100% loyalty towards Barcelona is very well worth it. Will Dembele renew this week? Man, I have no idea. If he can abandon his greed, then probably yes. Other than that, I don't know, because he is a free agent. Barcelona has actually reduced their offer from the previous one that was offered to him. So I have no idea if he will accept. It's entirely up to him. Violin says, I meant Barca players still under contract showing up at the training session today who were asked not to by Xavi. Okay, did anybody report today who wasn't expected to show up? I don't think so, man. Xavi didn't ask certain players to not show up. Maybe Pjanic, even though Xavi didn't expressively ask him not to attend, he wasn't expected. So yeah, Miralem Pjanic showed up at the Ciutat Esportiva today. So that was unexpected, but Xavi didn't specifically ask him not to attend. You get? So yeah, that's it. And it's better we sign Rafinha next season on free if he is willing to wait. Rocky, Rafinha, if I'm not wrong, has 2 more years left on his contract. So we're gonna have to wait 2 more years, especially for a player like Rafinha who is like 25, 26. He is at his prime. So we can't really wait on him, because these are the players where he has to be sharpened. His edge has to be sharpened. He needs to be at a top club like Barcelona to, really shine and unlock his full potential. That's what I feel, because 2 more years before his contract expiring is a little bit too, what do I say, too reckless, too selfish for Barcelona, for a player who wants to join us so bad. Right wing. Okay, wait. Chaudhary says, I feel bad for Carvajal. He said Barca has no money, and how can they sign top players? Now we are going to sign some top players. You are 100% correct. The thing is, La Liga is very united at the moment. You have read what the president of Real Madrid, Florentino Perez, has said a few days ago. If you haven't, we have covered that in our podcast. Um, so yeah, the La Liga is united. Everybody is helping Barcelona to come back on his feet. Laporta is giving his 100%, and Barcelona is coming back to its feet. So that is what we love to see, and Barcelona will have even more money in the following days after we pull more financial triggers. So yeah. Panic Monster, hey man, welcome to the stream. Right wing back Dembele, left wing back Alba. Well, the thing about Alba is easily top three best left backs in the world right now. So he will definitely be the solo left back next season. So there's no doubt about that. But I think he won't be playing day in and day out. He will be playing a little less frequently, if I'm making sense. So I think mostly it will be a three at the back formation, but Alba will play when we play a back four. Also, there is another possibility which we discussed in the last podcast, is that Jordi Alba playing as a left winger, not a left back, not a left wing back, but a pure left winger. He has played in that position before. He has been good at that position before. So we might really be seeing a left winger Jordi Alba next season, even though there are some good forwards competing with him. So keep your eyes peeled, because, as I've said already, we have news that Xavi will be using a back three next season. Shujit Khanal says, hey Shujit, welcome firstly. What is Xavi's plan for Ferran Torres? Looks like he is going to rot at the left wing position until we eventually sell him out. Not at all, man. Not at all. I would disagree with you over there. Firstly, Ferran Torres' potential, he is such a great player. And secondly, um, he will have a little bit of competition at left wing, but he can always be used as rotation because he can play at all three forward positions. So, left winger, right winger, a center forward, all of them he can play. So, he won't have a problem with getting minutes. That's what I feel. So, by the way, let me call someone else, El Juego Posición, Kai, who will be joining our stream. Do you think Barca will sign Koundé or Koulibaly? I think Barca and Sevilla will reach a deal on Koundé, definitely. We have also heard rumors that Memphis Depay might be involved in the deal. And Memphis has himself tweeted something a little bit confusing a few days ago about how some politics are being played around him in the world of football, etc., etc. Go check that out, in my opinion. So yeah, I definitely think Sevilla and Barca will reach an agreement. I don't want us to overpay for Koundé though, so it's good that we have a backup option in Koulibaly, who will be a little bit cheaper than Koundé. So the next one, Silent Moon man, what's up? What is up, bro? Silent Moon, welcome to the stream, and I'll welcome someone else to the stream. Hey Kai, what's up? Everybody, welcome Kai. You all know him as El Juego Position. What is your name on Twitter right now, by the way? I'm gonna add that on the screen.
That is, let's say, a mix between Slav characters and just my political beliefs,
Yeah,
essentially.
yeah, we're live, by the way. Also, hold on. Yeah, I meant your Twitter at. Yeah, JDEP Position. Got it. Copied and
Yes,
pasted. Yeah, guys, follow him on Twitter. He is incredible when it comes to football analysis. One of the
thanks.
best guys on football Twitter. So, welcome, man. Have you read the news today?
More or less, I've tried to follow it.
By the way,
So
your
yeah,
mic is really, really loud. Is everything fine?
let me check.
Well, I can adjust it from this end, so not a
Fine,
problem.
fine. No, don't worry.
Guys, let me know in the chat if Kai is too loud or anything. I have adjusted some things from my end, and everything should be fine. Kai, okay. Silent Moon says, you are alone today. No, man, I was, but now we have Kai. Yeah, so Shashank, you too. Welcome back, man. And Rocky also says, oh, sorry, didn't know. Don't apologize, brother. Welcome to the stream. There's just enjoy, bro. Shashank says, and thank you for the well wishes. Shashank says, if Alemany completes the deal of Lewandowski, Rafinha, Koundé, Espliqueta, Alonso, and Dembele, then build a statue for him. The only left backs I hate more than Alba are Alonso and Tagliafico. Damn, bro. No, I would disagree on the left back situation, but I would kind of agree on the Alemany situation. He has been phenomenal this season, hasn't he?
He's done his job so far, better than expected, but I'm still waiting to see how it continues. But so far, there's nothing to complain on his side for sure.
Yeah. And Panic Monster, is the sound okay now, or should I reduce the volume even more? Just let me know. And okay, have you ever gone to the camp now? I haven't, but
Yes,
Kai, you probably have, right?
yes, it was doing the Frankfurt loss.
Yeah, the Frankfurt loss. Not the best day, but still a visit
Not
to
the
the
best.
greatest stadium nonetheless. Yeah,
Yeah, no, for sure.
yeah. So, um, if we were to play back three, why not go for a Rudiger? He is a beast at a back three setup. Look, with Rudiger, firstly, Chelsea, you have to think in their shoes. Yeah, they are losing almost all their defenders. They've already lost Christensen, who has agreed a contract with us. And firstly, Christensen costed less than Rudiger. Christensen will be a backup. He's basically a little bit better version of Longley, if we're being honest. But recently, he's been a bit better, right, for Denmark, right?
He's
Isn't it?
always been pretty good for Denmark, I would say. So I don't think he's ever been an issue right there. If you look at his Euros form, for example.
Yeah,
But it's true that there's been a couple of reports when he was at Chelsea, which do confirm that he's often have some sort of illness before important matches. So that's the biggest question mark for me. If you look on his technical side, I don't think you could mention him as a downgrade to anyone potentially. So I don't think there's
yeah,
anything to complain about him really.
yeah. Also, by the way, Kai, do you have the picture of what the squad will look like next season if we play a back three? That one?
Oh, let me see.
Yeah.
Yes.
By the way, let me check. Yeah, let us address the rest of the questions till then. Sounds good. Thanks, Panic Monster, for the input. Yash says, just here to tell you guys that Juego de Posición is goated. Kai, there's your fan. One of your fans at least makes their way to our streams every time. So yeah, Kai. Of course, it's common knowledge that he's one of the best guys on FT. Skywalker says, personally, I don't want to see a back three. For me, it just doesn't make sense who our three center backs will be.
Oh,
Well, I think there's no
choice.
one, no one else as good to address this topic than Kai right here. So, Kai, what do you think of the back three situation next
I think
season?
both make sense essentially. Like I think that generally, if you look at the back fours, not only with Xavi but most of Europe, you end up with a back three anyways in possession. Because what's happened is you're gonna have one of those potential fullbacks going up, and one of them might stay down. If both fullbacks go up, you usually have a DM slotting in the third to create a three against two superiority. So for me, it's not really a question of whether the three will change a lot. It's more of how does it really impact the midfield.
Uh-huh. Okay, and by the way, guys, someone asked before that how many players, unexpected players, showed up to training today. My apologies that I forgot that Neto and Ricky Puig, who were asked not to show up, also showed up to training today. So yeah, that's the news. Also, I'm gonna pop up a pic that will show what a three at the back formation will look like if we play it next season. I'm gonna pull up on the screen. By the way, Kai, wait, you probably won't be able to see that. I'll come back to that in a moment.
Okay.
But yeah, this is definitely the thing. It doesn't look bad. Also, just one small thing is that Christensen and PK slash Garcia, I would switch their positions. Also,
Yeah,
there,
I'm not really sure about that. It's more of trying to find a general like image to the team. Like, of
yeah,
course, for example, when I put Gabi or Pedro FDG, like you can switch them to the right or the left
yeah.
or higher up. To be fair, so it's more of trying to make sense of what a three at the back generally looks like.
Yeah, and also, these guys, before you come at me for this picture, is that this is very much assumed. Of course, there are going to be many differences because the transfer market is going to go down. We're probably going to have
Right.
Koundé, Rafinha, and all those people. And Frankie will probably leave, so that's the thing. Also, guys, just a quick reminder: I see a lot of guys watching us, but not a lot of likes on the video. So if you like the video so far, don't forget to drop a like. It helps in the interactions. So there are some more chat movements. He makes a lot of blunder in the Premier League. Yeah, Christensen, I've heard that. My Chelsea supporter friend hates him. Panic monster Umtiti is leaving. He will probably do. He is trying to find a club, but nobody wants to pay his massive wages, and he doesn't want to take a cut either. Kind of like the Neto situation. So
Mm.
Shashank asks, Kai, how has Kunde played when he played as right back for Sevilla?
I would say it's not really what I like to see. It's also Deschamps has tried him with the French national team, and I'm personally not convinced because the thing is, in modern system, you want fullbacks essentially, to either overlap or to cut inside, depending on their role.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, Kunde's strength essentially is carrying the ball forward to the midfield, and essentially, obviously defending.
Yeah,
And for me, it's just the fullback. You can do that, but that limits some of his capacities for me.
I see. Also, in this picture, what Dest is doing, Bernardo Silva probably can too, right?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. So that
I
will
just
make a
put
lot
the
of
fullback
sense.
by default, which happened to be this. That's it.
Yeah, Dest will probably also be involved in a deal. Dest or Memphis, when it comes to that guy Kunde, probably
Yeah,
might be.
possibly. I mean, I did that like 10 days ago, so of course
Yeah.
it's not updated on a regular basis.
Yep. Also, someone had texted a little bit before Abdul. What's your take on Monchi saying those words? You see, I personally don't really believe these kinds of things because these are obviously said to affect, what do we call it? To affect the market value of the player. If they act too interested, then Barcelona will obviously try to get Koundé at a lower price, which they don't want to let that happen. They are acting not interested because it's really politics when it comes to the end of the day. So no need to think about it. Wait for more concrete news about the transfer, not someone's opinion. That's what Monchi said. He said there have been zero talks between Kunde and Barcelona. We have had several sources that have said otherwise. So we just got to wait it out and wait for more reports to come in before actually believing what Monchi said. So The next one. Also, thanks for keeping us updated regarding Barca. You're doing a great job. Barca is also goated. Thanks a lot, Yash. That's what keeps us motivated. Silent Moon, Shashank Shekhar, he was decent. Yeah, Christensen. Okay, no, sorry, Kunde. Yeah. Skywalker, exactly. Most of the team will have an extra player in the midfield and they'll just drive through us, especially with Busquets at central defensive mid. He's talking about three at the back formation. Thoughts on this guy? He's about what he said right now.
Can you repeat?
He said that most teams will have an extra player in the midfield and they'll just drive through us, especially if Busquets plays at CDM.
I'm not sure really what he's referring to in that case, because if they're dragging to them, you have the fullbacks going up,
Uh
and
huh.
then you're essentially having a free man either in the advanced midfield or in the wings. So I'm not really sure how Busquets especially affects that.
I see. And Panic Monster says the front two are they both strikers? Well, not necessarily. Kai, can you explain the roles of the two forwards in this
I would
three at the
say
back formation?
it really depends on the situation. So essentially, what I wanted to do is to have someone who essentially moves up. So, for example, let's say Memphis moves up to have more or less the role of a false nine, while the other attacks in the box to do the run. That's essentially the idea. So that's why I put, for example, if you have Ansu, you want to have Memphis. But if you have Leva, you might want her to have Ferran. So, I mean, that's interchangeable. The sort of idea is to always have some sort of 2v1, 3v2, and then having someone distracting the defenders in the box, essentially.
Yeah. And also the person who asked about Umtiti before, he is going to Rennes with a letter of freedom as a free agent, most probably. So that's the thing. It is very close. It is 90% done. And Kessie is 100% done. We'll expect more news about different players in the following days. And we are going to address the rest of the chat movement. Let me see what people are saying. Uh, Pooja and Neto just showed up to say bye, probably. Did they actually go out on the pitch? I don't know, man, honestly. Kai, do you know what happened? I just know they showed up.
Absolutely, clueless. I just saw the news and the video of
Yeah,
Boots being there, but then I don't remember at least reading any sort of detailed report about what they were actually doing.
yeah,
So I guess that will be cleared up at some point.
yeah. I'm not really sure if they are trained or not. Maybe this is why we need Rishabh to sometimes join the podcast and the news because he knows every detail, every little
Yeah,
detail.
you would know.
Yeah. Also, a reliable source has said Memphis Depay will have no place in Barcelona's squad next season if the club have both Dembele and Rafinha, despite his will to stay. Which brings me to Silent Moon's question: are you guys happy that Dembele is close to renewing his contract? I would say yes, if he accepts Barcelona's terms. That is, firstly, Barcelona reduced their initial offering price for Dembele, salary wages. I mean, their initial offered wages for Dembele, which is the ideal punishment for him. Also, getting a player of Dembele's caliber, he has been great, obviously, one of the best assisters in La Liga, if not the best. So, yeah, for him for a decent price is, yeah, who wouldn't be happy? Well, Memphis, for him, I feel a little bit sad, but I'm not sure. Like this is football, you have to be the best of the best to stay in the team, and Dembele is obviously a bit better than him. So it's just the survival of the fittest, and that's what's gonna happen. So that's the thing. Going to the next chats, Pooj and Neto showed up on the pitch to say bye. Yeah, they probably did. By the way, Kai, yeah, they definitely did. Today was only medical tests, I think. First training will happen today in the evening. It's not time yet. So we'll know about if they're going to train or not in a few hours. So yeah, only medical tests still now. Yash says, what are your opinions on Barca not really pushing hard for fullbacks recruitment, both left back and right back? No zero top teams with average fullbacks. What's your thoughts, Kai? What do you think about this?
I would say yes, there is a necessity, but the market is very difficult. That's to
Mm-hmm.
say, for example, firstly, Alba comes from literally just 10 assists in one season, which is, I think, his high score, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. And then Dest, for me, has been improving. And so the question, for me, I'm clear for me that Dest should continue. However, to find a replacement for Alba, that's a difficult one because what do you have? You have Gaia, who's pretty good, but offensively will not give you the other stuff. You
Mm-hmm.
have Dalan,
Yeah.
who's still quite good in overlapping, but his creativity is still missing. And the question is, you either try to get someone who's fairly limited as an other replacement, knowing that they most likely will not be able to compete, or you wait more. And I think currently it makes more sense to wait for more. Because I don't think fullbacks will really are that difficult to create, so to say, academy wise. I
Yeah,
just think
you're
it's
kind of right there.
sort of short-term shortage, and I think the club is just waiting for better opportunities right now and trying to consolidate what they really see as important. That's to say, for example, the right wing situation, knowing that Dembele could have not renewed, or for example, the striker situation, which is quite problematic as well. I think the club is just trying to see, look at the situation and see what's really the most urgent, and then eventually if they do find a fullback that might seem affordable and more or less of the profile that Xavi wants, they'll get him. But I
Yeah,
don't
that
think
makes a
the
lot of
priority is
sense. Yeah. That really makes a lot of sense right there. So yeah, guys, I fully agree with him. Shashank says, can Kunde start as right back in a 4-3-3, but in possession, turned as right centre back in formation?
that.
Uh,
Depends on who's he playing with,
yeah,
essentially.
that's a big question, Shashank. Yeah, Shashank, let us know who he's playing with, who he is paired with, and all that. Yash says, what if Ansu stays fit and we sign Rafinha? Who gets more minutes because Ferran, Oba, and Memphis are also there? Well, firstly, Memphis isn't going to be there, most probably. Roger Terrello or someone, I think, a very reliable source. Check our timeline. On Twitter. Memphis is definitely 90% gonna be leaving next season. As for Rafinha and Ansu, Rafinha plays right wing, Ansu plays left wing or striker, so I don't think that will be a problem. Aubameyang is a little bit older, obviously. He won't be seeing as much time as youngsters. Plus Lewandowski is coming. You miss Lewandowski. So I don't think it will be much of a problem because every top team needs rotations, and especially Ansu Fati, he will definitely not be rushed in to play full time or anything. He will be playing, if he is fit, he will be playing the last minutes of the matches for a very long time, for a number of matches. So I don't think there will be a problem as of now. Also, Aubameyang will probably be leaving next season. I mean, the one after this, because he is getting old, frankly. So by the time Ansu is 100% fit to play 90 minutes of every game, Aubameyang will also probably be gone. So, and also it's a big question mark how fit Ansu Fati will be because our top priority right now should be preventing a relapse. So we need to be very cautious with the kid because he is a star kid and we don't want to waste his tremendous potential by rushing him in. So next question. Ala Edin Elhanoi. So sorry if I butchered your name. I think Kessie and Frankie both lack defensive awareness to play in that situation. The one given on your screen right now, I think. So Kai, what do you think? Well, Frankie will probably be gone next season. But about Kessie, what do you think about Kessie's defensive awareness? What are your thoughts? When he's
I would
paired with
say,
Pedri, by the way.
I would personally say that he is great in the sense of recovering into transitions, but I don't think he has the same level of position awareness that Busquets has to be properly positioned every time.
Mm-hmm.
That's to say that he's likely to be way better at defending your transitions. He's also less likely to be that well positioned to intercept the ball in what I would call rather positional attacks. That means less transition-based attacks. But I do think, for that, if you pair him with anyone that might get, for example, if Frankie is gone and we assume that Bernardo Silva would be there, then I think he's perfectly fine. I think if we're talking about the scenario where three at the back, I can see Casey thriving. But with four at the back and supposedly less a single pivot, I do have my doubts.
Yeah, as a single pivot, definitely, I don't think Kessie is our man. I'm being completely honest here. No single pivot for Kessie. So, the next one, Silent Moon. By the way, am I the only one worried about Lewandowski coming to Barcelona? Because every day it looks further away from happening. I hope we can still seal the deal, though. Well, what we have speculated in our Barca Buzz group is that Bayern are going to be a hell of a roadblock from us to sign Lewandowski. But probably Lewandowski won't even report to their training because he is a grown man and he wants to join Barcelona. So he will be resisting too. Bayern doesn't want the deal necessarily to happen, but I think they also know that Lewandowski will not cooperate if Bayern act this way towards him, especially since all the things Lewandowski has publicly said till now. He definitely wants to come to Barcelona. We know that. So if Bayern really want to stop him, etc., I think things are gonna go dirty. Kai, what do you think? I personally think if Bayern don't agree to let him go, he won't even show up to the first training session, and that will be pretty embarrassing for the club. What do you think? For FC
I'm not
Bayern, not Barca.
really sure. I won't say we have a different opinion. I would say it was expected that
Mm-hmm.
Bayern will keep doing what I would call dirty tactics, more or less. I do think he'll end up joining for the more or less the reasons you mentioned, being the fact that it seems odd for all parties involved. That is to say, if Lewandowski doesn't come, Barca has a problem. If he stays, Bayern has a problem. And if he doesn't leave, then he also has a problem with his fans. So I'd say that by a certain transfer, depending on the fee, assuming it's not too high, all parties would win. And more or less, Bayern have already planned out without him. For example, I don't think that it makes sense for them to get Mane and then still have Lewandowski. That it's a good addition, don't get me wrong, but like it seems more of moving on than really just having him as a substitute. I'd assume Mane would play in the middle. So for
Yeah,
me, I
exactly.
do think I just think it's the typical thing of we're stalling and we feel it for a long time because of the fact social media that is that we get repeated news, so we get bored of it. But I won't really worry about it.
Mm-hmm. And we're gonna move on to the next chat then. I'm hoping for a Fatih Lewandowski Dembele starting line. Well, Fatih starting a match is something we probably won't see in the next many months, to be honest. At least 2 3 months, we won't see Fatih starting, I think. So well, yeah, while it is a very good starting lineup, but it will take some time to happen. This lineup can be probably be seen towards the ending of a match, which I'm expecting is going to bag a lot of goals. What do you think, Kai? What do you think of the front three, Fatih, Lewandowski, and Dembele? Assuming
Well,
Fatih is somewhat fit.
as always, I'd say on paper that looks amazing, and I'm sure that would be great. But then, as you said, there's Phil's issues,
Mm-hmm.
and then it all obviously depends on Lewandowski himself. Because
Yeah,
of course we assume he'd be as great as for Bayern, but you have no certainty for that one.
yeah.
So it depends a lot. But as on paper, it does look juicy for sure.
Yeah, that's one way to describe it, juicy. So yeah. Um, Next one. Silent Moon says they are all youngsters. Barca last year lost the charisma that we had years ago. Just knowing you have to defend against Lewandowski is scary on its own, let alone the shirt sales plus a full stadium. This is a reply to um, Ala's message that asked, "Are you in favor of the Lewandowski deal for 40 million? I think it's a waste of money since we already have Ansu, Oba, and Ferran. All of them can cover a striker." Well, I think 40 million is justified for Lewandowski because, frankly, he is the best. striker in the world right now. The best, no second questions, no questions asked. Aubameyang is getting a little bit old. Ferran has been a little bit shaky with his finishing, and Ansu Fati, it's gonna be a long, long time before we can depend on him for a regular starter. So I think Lewandowski is definitely a worthy signing. Especially we're gonna get shirt sales and all that. So yeah, get him in my club, 100%. Yash says, I think people really undermine Pedri's defensive qualities. He has very high defensive awareness and an impact for a player who is seen more of a creator. Um, Pedri's defensive qualities, man. I What are you backing that off of, Kai? What do you think is the basis for this? Pedri's defensive awareness.
I'd say mostly his pressing.
Yeah.
If you look at firstly the quantity,
Mm-hmm.
at this stage is just unbelievable. We already saw it under Kuhn, the guys everywhere.
Yeah.
And secondly, I think it's more of when counter pressing, the guy knows where to be. Then obviously I'll tell you that's classical me that in possession equals out of possession, and that's logical. But I don't really think he has improved if you compare to his first days. Defensively, he's been improving, so I do think that makes sense.
I see. Yeah, plus remember that day when 90% of Barca fans started loving Pedri, the day when he rammed himself into the goalpost trying to save a ball going into the goal. Remember
Gucci
when he
ball.
injured himself?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that is something to base this statement off of as well. So yeah, the next one. Violin says Lewandowski is worth 50 million and he'll score 50 or nearly so in a year. He's got even more, I would wager. He's got 2 really good years left. He'll be pivotal in getting us to win La Liga, at least farther in the UCL, definitely. But we're in for a rebuild, though. I would prioritize going for Kunde. Allah, we're gonna get both. Don't worry. Trust Laporta. He is pulling the financial levers. We are gonna get both. So don't worry. This transfer window is going to be crazy. And as you guys know, we will be covering the last 8 hours of the transfer window on a non-stop deadline day stream. So I'm expecting all of you to turn up in that, by the way. So stay tuned for that. Um, I'm I'm hoping a lot of the reporting about Fatih being unfit is nonsense. I don't believe 50% of the crap I read in the Spanish sports media just clickbait. Yeah, probably. I hope you're right as well. We'll see till more reliable sources give us news about Fatih's fitness. Silent Moon says we are going to get Kunde regardless. Definitely, man. You're 100% correct. Shashank says, how balanced is this 11? According to you guys, Ter Stegen, Kunde at right back, Araujo at RCB, Christensen, Alba. Got the back four, Kai? Kunde, Araujo, Christensen, Alba. In the midfield, Gavi, Kessie, Busquets, Pedri. Okay, and in the front, Dembele, Lewandowski, Ferran. Wait, how many players is that? One, three, four. Okay, Gavi or Kessie, Busquets, and Pedri. Dembele, Lewandowski, Ferran. Kai, what do you think of that 11?
I'm not really sure about having a four at the back and having Araujo and Kunde next to each other, because essentially, if you're putting, as you said before, Kunde as RCB in a three at the back, what happens with Araujo? Because if you put him in the middle, then you have a possession problem, which is distribution. Um, so either you put Kunde, then RCB, and Araujo is the RB, and that makes sense then, because
Mm-hmm.
essentially it means Araujo covers for Kunde. But otherwise, midfield is also a question mark, because in the case hero, that depends of his performance. Because I've said it multiple times on Twitter, but I'm still unsure of how Xavi wants to use Casey. So it depends all of that. And the
Yeah.
rest, I guess it seems fine on paper at least.
Okay, Shashank, you heard the man. Silent Moon says we are getting rid of two defenders and getting to Christensen and Kunde. Who are we getting rid of again? Mingueza and who Umtiti. Yeah. Also, Longley is going on loan to Spurs, so there's that. Plus, it's probably PK's last season. Yeah, and he expects to start for the club. Shashank says, I am 100% confident FTJ, Memphis, and Dest will leave. I am 100% confident that Frankie and Memphis will leave. I don't know much about Dest. He might be involved in a player swap. I have no idea. We'll see. We'll see. That's that. Yash says I based it mostly on his pressing and positioning, as Kai said. To me, it feels like he always makes the right decision on when to press or whether to press at all, which is really hard. Yeah, I agree with you, man, 100%. Violin says I can't get that end of the season match out of my mind where Dembele gave Koundé terminal windburn every time he got the ball. Remember, Kai?
I definitely do.
Yeah. But yeah, regardless, Koundé is a top player, and what if you put Dembele and Koundé on the same team? That will be, yeah, awesome. Also, Kai, by the way, Ferran on right wing or left wing, according to you? Which one?
That's a difficult one because that's one of my biggest questions this summer.
Yeah.
I'll say I really want to see him at running for Barca to see how it works. But knowing that there's most likely, at least Rafinha who's staying, it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I think Fred was on the left, but I wouldn't mind seeing the experiment, be it in the preseason or in the first matches, of Fred on the right wing. But I do maintain I think that the angle of his shot and generally how he moves, it makes more sense for him to see on the left because on the right wing we can only base ourselves on the match with Spain because I wouldn't base myself with Valencia because he was a totally different player back then. But I do think he was on the left.
Yeah. I would always go for left wing as well. I'm all for inverted wingers. When it comes to crosses, I believe fullbacks are the main suppliers of crosses. That's how the way it has been, and that's how it should be. Wingers always inverted for me. That's my personal preference. Hey, Hajrudin, welcome. How are you? Why did you exclude Oba from rotation? We didn't, man. We did not exclude Aubameyang from rotation. The image you see on your screen is just. Uh, we didn't even make it, to be honest. It's just an assumption of how Barcelona might be playing next season. Of course, there are many changes in that you see because Memphis is probably leaving, very close to leaving. Frankie De Jong is also probably going to leave. Plus, we are going to get Koundé, etc. Even he is not mentioned in the picture. Also, Rafinha isn't, etc., etc. All that. It's
If we
just,
were to mention everyone, the picture would have at least 300
yeah,
names. So that's not.
exactly. Exactly, and it's a very rough estimate of what it's going to look like next season. Probably going to look like, by the way. It's not 100% decided what Xavi is going to do. I don't even think Xavi himself knows 100% what he's going to do, because he's got to wait till the end of the season. Sorry, end of the transfer window. Yash says, I think bringing in Lewandowski will also improve other players around him. I can totally see Pedri's assists going up. Also, Dembele slash Rafinha's creativity will be rewarded too. Well, speaking of that, yeah, 100%. Lewandowski as a main man, he can feed off of so many players on our team. What if, just think of it, the front three being Ferran Torres on the left, Dembele on the right, Lewandowski in central. If we get Bernardo Silva, then him being the right central mid, Pedri being the left central mid, Busquets at central defense, and the back four being Koundé, Dest, all those great players. Kai, what do you think, man? This team deserves to have a shot at the UCL. This team is a legitimate UCL contender. No, what do you think?
I would say there's definitely improvements, but then again, it all depends on how it works out. But I do think, as it was said, that Lewandowski is essentially a statement
Yeah.
by the board to just say, you know what, we're not going to be patient. We want you to fight right away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Silent Moon says Ferran's left or right wing depends on the fullback. He is a player that needs help from the fullbacks. Yeah, with Jordi Alba on the left, I think definitely Ferran should be playing on the left wing. So I guess that's all we have to cover for today. Right now, we will be going live in this new newsroom format more often in the following days because we are getting very big headlines of news. So we are going to cover that live on YouTube. So get subscribed to get notified of those videos. And as usual, Kai, thanks so much for joining me, man. I had a blast.
Thanks for joining me. Thanks for letting me join.
Inviting you, yeah.
Um,
Yeah,
yeah,
no
that's about
problem,
it.
bro. Yeah.
But yeah, it was definitely fun.
Yep, very fun, especially the transfer window. That's also very fun. So, yeah, guys, thanks for joining us. You guys as well. Thanks for watching us. So, in a non-creepy way, obviously. So, yeah, we'll see you guys again next time with more news. Great live stream, guys. Keep doing this. Thanks, bro. Glad you enjoyed it. Consider subscribing if you guys liked it and sharing it with your friends. Okay, wait. One last question from Hajrudin. Do you guys see Kessie as a single pivot like Busquets in a 4-3-3, or taking a central midfield position and rotating him with Gavi, FDJ, and Bernardo Silva? Well, definitely not a single pivot, as Kai said earlier. So, yeah, most probably in a double pivot or as a central midfielder. You'd agree with that, Kai?
Yeah, I see him as someone mostly in transitions that would do, your first pass to the advanced midfield.
Yeah. So you heard the man, the tactical genius. So we are going to sign out. Thanks for joining us in this episode, and we'll see you guys again very, very soon. Forza Barça, Vical Barça.